Diet disasters. You have to hear this. If you want to be healthy, if you want to change your habits and your nutrition, you have to hear me out with this. I'm going to drop some powerful information that you need to know. This video is for you if you are a woman over 40. I am Robin-Nutritionist, and I work with women over 40 to help us thrive in this body and also mitigate symptoms and concerns related to hormonal changes. So here are 3 things that you must do to avoid a diet disaster. All right, number 1. So here's the challenge. And when I say this to people, they're like, what? Okay, the first thing is we are eating too many carbohydrates. Hold on, let me explain, but let me also share with you how you can eat the foods that you love. Okay, so what's a carbohydrate? I try to keep this simple. A carbohydrate is your starches, your bread, your pastas. Think about cookies, crackers, chips, oatmeal, fruit, everything but meat and fat. So the foods that you love the most, right? Pizza. And there's good carbs and there's bad carbs. I'm not going to really get into that. But here's what happens when we eat carbohydrate. Okay, listen. When you eat a carbohydrate, your body has a decision to make. Am I going to use this as energy, because that's our main energy source, or not? And if your body cannot use the carbohydrates as energy, it's going to get into our liver and turn into sugar and store as fat and possibly raise your blood sugar. So when we're eating too many carbohydrates, too many for your body, that's why we get fat. That is why we have our blood sugar. We get to be insulin resistant and all these challenges that are plaguing us. It's because we're eating more carbohydrates than your body can bear. So if you had a belly and some rolls and here and there, and you don't want that, that's not who you want to be. You have to think about, did I eat too many carbs? And so what is too many? If you're eating more than a cup, a piece, or a serving with your food, then you potentially are eating too much. Unless you are a athlete, you are exercising all the time. Most of us are sedentary more so than not. We don't need as many carbohydrates as we may consume. Because, for example, let's say in the morning, you're like, I'm going to be healthy. I'm going to have a bowl of oatmeal with fruit in it and nuts. And you think, oh, well, nuts are protein, but you're eating oatmeal, the fruit, maybe you're sweetening it. All of that is carbohydrates. And then a couple of hours later, you're having a turkey sandwich with some chips and a sweetened iced tea. You've eaten mostly carbohydrates. And then you had an apple for snack with some nuts or some chips. You've eaten mostly carbohydrate. But stay with me, because I'm going to tell you what to do to help mitigate this. So throughout the day, we're picking up carb after carb after carb. And our body's like, yo, I can't take it anymore. It's too much coming at me and I just can't use it all. So I'm going to store it as fat and raise your blood sugar and have you to be insulin resistant, pre-diabetic, diabetic, and all of the things. And your hormones are going to be thrown off by all of these carbohydrates that the body can't use. So a diet disaster, ladies, is having more carbohydrates than the body can use. Which brings me to the second diet disaster. Now stay with me. So the second diet disaster is not including a complete protein with your carbohydrates, a complete protein. So does vegetables have protein? Yeah, they do. But when I say complete protein, mostly your meat, your fish, and on the plant-based side, it is your tofu, your tempeh, your soybean. Those have all of the amino acids that our bodies need to help with our hormones and our muscles and to balance your blood sugar. So whenever you eat a carbohydrate, which has a tendency to spike your blood sugar, when you have a protein source, a complete protein source, it acts as a buffer to slow it down. So protein and carbohydrates, they need to get married all the time. No divorce, no separation. You eat a carb, you have to have a protein. So with your oatmeal, for example, if you're going to have your oatmeal, then you want, let's say, eggs, protein or protein, eggs over here, and the carb, marry. That is a balance. Now, of course, I don't know you specifically and I can't get all deep into the intricacies of it, but you want to make sure if you just keep your oatmeal to a cup, then you're off to a good start because you want to have protein with your carbs, but you really want to have more of the protein than you do of the carbs. So if you keep your carbs to a minimum, still enjoy them, and keep your protein, to give you just a generalization, 30 grams a meal, then you are going to do so much good for your body, your booty, your blood sugar. Seriously. Otherwise, it turns into a diet disaster. And the other thing that I want to share with you that creates a diet disaster for us is not planning for your indulgences. Don't nobody want to live their life without banana pudding or chips and salsa or some of the things that we just love, right? A big bowl of pasta from time to time. So decide when you want to do this. If your indulgence is, I have a dessert day once a month, go for it. Put it on the calendar. Enjoy it. I still say have protein with it, but have a good time. Lick the bowl. Don't feel guilty. Do it because you planned it, right? And if you plan it, then you know how to manage your carbohydrates around that. So if you're having a bowl of pasta or apple pie, then there's a certain thing that you want to do with your carbohydrate and your protein before and after that indulgence. So plan your indulgences because it's better for you. And you don't feel guilty. And here comes a donut, like out of nowhere, it hopped in your mouth. You don't know how it got there. You didn't see it coming, and now here you are. And then you feel like, ugh, I screwed up my whole day. You just have a different feeling about it if it just happened. But if you plan it, then we go into it with intention and we have a good time. So for you, what makes the most sense for you? Like for me, once a month, but maybe that's crazy. Maybe you're like, I need it once a week, but plan your indulgences. But you still have to eat the protein I recommend with those indulgences. Like, what, Robin, are you telling me that I need to have some salmon or chicken breast before my sweet potato pie? Huh? Yes, I know that sounds crazy, but I can tell you this. In my 17 years of dealing with my own self and working as a nutritionist, doggone it, that is what has kept my weight in bay and my hormones from being too crazy and helping the thousands of women that I've served over all of these years. It works, y'all. I want to tell you more. I want to go deeper. If you want to or need additional support, I, as a nutritionist, offer a personalized nutrition and meal planning workshop where we look at what you eat, what you're doing, what your goals are, and then we figure out what is the best flow and food and all of that for you. And I'll help you come up with that roadmap and that strategy and make sure that you understand how much of the carbohydrates you need, how much protein you need, and we can talk about your fun foods too. I have a community that for a whole year, I'm hanging out with you, you're hanging out with me, and we are making sure that you are thriving in your body with regards to and nutrition. Because I tell you something, there is no get there. This is an evolutionary process, and it's almost like this healthy thing is like riding a mechanical bull. It's throw you off and fall down and you get back up. But as long as we're keeping it at the forefront and we're eating with intention, and then you understand as a woman over 40 how to eat for your hormones, that's a whole nother conversation that I really want to get into with you. If we're not eating for our hormones, that's going to further exacerbate this diet disaster. So to summarize, disaster number one, eating too many carbs, more than your body can bear. It's going to jack up your blood sugar, potentially make you fat, and mess up your hormones. Number two, diet disaster is not eating protein, a complete protein with your carbohydrates. The third diet disaster is not planning your indulgences, because we know, I know, and you know that you want to have some sweet treats and some savory or some French fries or something, but we want to do it with intention. And then I guess the fourth one that I'm adding in there is failing to eat for our hormones as a woman over 40. You have to know what foods belong in your body at this age and this stage of the game. So down below, I'd love to tell you more and connect with you and see we can get you to make sure that you are thriving in your body and not making these diet disasters. All right. This is Robin. Oh, if this helped you, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, do all the things that I'm supposed to say in these YouTube streets, and stay close. I will see you soon. Eat well, think well, and be well. This is Robin from Necessary Nutrition, and I'll see you soon. Take care.